Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Talking Wednesday. It's been a while. Talking Wednesday, episode 134 of the Talking Wednesday podcast. I managed to say Talking Wednesday 3 times. Welcome. Thank you for joining us all following the back. If you are joining us from Punk Chef 41's Deadline Day stream, I must say...
Thank you, Nigel, for the new membership as well.
Yes, so as I can see there as we're joining up Nigel SWFC, welcome to Football Friends membership. Thank you very much. If you are an audio listener of the podcast, oh, for God's sake, this is why we don't use autofocus, Jake. This is why we're a bit delayed, because my autofocus was just having a nightmare today. But if you are an audio listener of the podcast, we are live on Transfer Deadline Day today because we are feeling like we need to talk about all the latest stuff that is occurring at Sheffield Wednesday. We delayed the podcast this week to be able to talk about it all.
We did.
This week. I'll tell you what, though. Do you know what I'm not impressed with? The fact that you've got a cult. The fact that, like, I look at the chat and I'm like...
Oh, you can see...
Yeah. You see, some people
I didn't even say them to do that. I just ended as like, right, I'm going to do a stream.
But a lot of it is people, names I've known from the Talking Wednesday community for a while, have now sort of like gone to your channel and become part of this cult. And
it's not that bad. They haven't got ties yet to go around their heads. For audio listeners, I've got a Rambo tie around my head because Leah Goo Creation, who did all our artwork for Talking Wednesday, and Wednesday and me, he did it with a tie around my head. So I've done Rambo.
Yeah, I'd already done the thumbnail for this week. This was fun, and I was on a work conference, and I think it was last night? I got an email. Yeah, I got an email while I was at this work conference from Lee going, "Oh, I've done this," and I'm like, "Oh, that's wicked." I'm currently 5 hours drive away. Didn't tell him that bit, but I came back and re-edited the thumbnail before we did this. The thumbnail was already ready for this. If I do sound a little bit more tired, it is because I've done over 5 hours of driving this morning, and I had very little sleep. But there we go. That is.
Yeah, work. I'm looking forward to that part of my life. Not the driving bit. I'm not going to worry people that the epileptic are going to be on the road. The lack of sleep.
Oh, are you having another child, by the way, Jake? You never mention it.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm having another child. Are you a musician by any chance? You never mentioned it.
See, that one's getting really boring now. I'm getting bored every single time I let you two do a podcast. I'm just going to stop allowing it, I think.
I just need to find out a new thing that you do.
It will be play Starfield if I wasn't doing this.
Yeah.
I will be doing that again in a minute. But yes, welcome to Transfer Deadline Day. How are we all doing? This chat are interesting.
Yeah.
You have got a cult. You see, with my hair, surely I should be the one with a cult.
You should be the cult leader, yeah.
But there we go. Have we announced anyone yet?
No, we bloody well haven't. So basically, at the state of play, going into the transfer deadline day, do you want me to give you a roundup of what today's been like?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I've been in here all day. It's been fun, and you've done a podcast in here, and you know how hot it gets in here.
Yeah, it's a bit minging. Yeah.
So the roundup of today, we had 2 Newcastle players that lined up to come in. One was Isaac Hayden. All done, had his medical, and then Newcastle got a phone call from Standard Liège saying, we can offer you this much money for you, and that went dead. By the way, this player has had 2 failed transfer bids this week alone. He was meant to go to Luton, and he failed his medical, or it was wages. I can't remember which one. Jeff Hendrick then got bought into the deal as another player we were going to bring in. Now, Jeff Hendricks looks like everything that I've read on Twitter, this deal's done. We've had the Ati Chansiri following kind of thing. It's done. Then earlier, do you remember John Buckley?
Yes.
He was a Blackburn Rovers player who made his debut and scored a goal against us. So yes, he was on his way to us. Then they got a phone call from Swansea going, we'll give you 3 million. So it looked like it was off. And it was like, great, we're going to have another day where we have another player linked and gone. Blackburn Rovers has now rejected the 3 million because they don't want to sell him. They want to loan him. So John Buckley is on his way to Wednesday. Now, here's the interesting thing. John Buckley's uncle had been taken into Wednesday games since he was a kid. John Buckley is a diehard Wednesday fan.
His preference apparently was the Wednesday move anyway. So it kind of works out. The fact that 3 million bids off the table and Swansea want to keep hold of him, I think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I feel like at this stage it's got to happen because it's been a roller coaster with that. Jeff Hendrick is pretty much signed and sealed. What do you think about Jeff Hendrick, by the way? Because a couple of seasons ago I'd be like, Jesus Christ, what a signing!
He played 45 games last season for Reading, and at the
relegated Reading.
Yeah, but they only got relegated by point division.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, we know that about that. It's an EFL meeting. Derby, us, and Reading all come to a thing at Christmas. And we just talk. But yeah, so 45 games a season, plays like pretty much all games. The one thing we're struggling is having a midfield that play all games. If you look at our midfield, Byers is a bit iffy. Volk doesn't look like he picked up to the system. No idea what's going on with Johnson, even though I have been told little bits and pieces, which I'll tell you off.
Yeah.
And then you've got, I think he's someone you need in that midfield to break things up. Because we don't know how long Diaby's out for. That's the thing. Every time that's been asked how long is he out. Unlike some managers, we'll get something. But Diaby's, we're not finding out anything which worries us. And I think another loan in midfield. If you look at the actual Wednesday team, there's about 6 or 7 defenders. And there's about 6 or 7 strikers. Forwards, sorry. Not strikers. I think the only 2 actual recognised strikers we've got are Gregory and Smith. But if you go to midfield, it's literally Byers, Bannon, Folks, Johnson, Backinson. That's it.
See, the midfield's gone from being quite... I just remember us talking like this time last season about how...
Our midfield was stacked.
It was so inflated, our midfield, and now it's... You see, I remember the days... I'm not wrong in thinking that Jeff Hendrick wasn't always a central midfielder, was he?
No.
Didn't he used to play like on the wide midfield?
Yeah.
Am I wrong in that? I'm not wrong in that, am I?
When he was at Burnley.
Yeah.
He was someone that always get the ball in the box.
If anybody's been watching my channel for a while, they'll know we signed him on a career mode, I think, and he was a wide midfielder.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting to see one of those signings actually become a real... He's a
central mid, attacking midfielder and right mid. Funnily enough, same positions as Buckley.
It's probably one of those signings where you've got some championship experience in. We do need to fill out the midfield a little bit more. It makes sense in the current situation, as long as it's not ridiculous money.
Well, I think with the deal for Hendrick, I'm wondering if Newcastle have gone, sorry, we've messed you about a bit. But
can I do this? Can I do this, Jake? Just 1 second, because don't snap at me. Hendrick.
What did I say?
There you go. You keep saying Hendricks as in Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, right.
And I keep finding that funny.
Say it again for me.
Hendrick. There you
go. So I've lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
I don't know. I just kept fixing on the Hendricks.
The thing is, I think Newcastle had gone. You had Hayden all ready to do. Like, it sounds like the medical was done. And I'm wondering if they turned around and said, we'll take most of his wages now for messing you about. Kind of thing.
What, with Blackburn?
No, with Jeff Hendrick. I'm wondering if they're saying we'll cover most of the wages and there might have been a bit more.
So how long was left on Hendrick's contract? Do we know?
I can find out for you. He's a free agent at the end of this season.
Okay, so
but if you look at the players though they're letting go, the players who are going to be nowhere near that Newcastle side now. Like literally, they're not going to be anywhere near it, are they?
No.
When you look at what they signed, Hendrick and Hayden are going to be nowhere near it. So they need to get them off the wage bill.
Well, Eddie Howe said in summer that he's got no future at the club and he would be moved on. So it's a case of, it makes sense. It could even be a case of, we've done the buyers thing with a free transfer with a sell on.
Yeah.
We don't know the ins and outs of the deal. It's probably a loan, and then we'll see what happens. I think the best situation for Wednesday is a loan, actually, because if he doesn't work out at the end of the season, you don't have any commitment. But the same could be said if it was a 1-year deal, I guess.
He split the audience and the fan base a little bit with it because they're like, oh, is he not good enough? They're looking at his age. But I think the problem is, it's like, I don't think right now we're in a position to poo-poo anyone.
We're in trouble. I have actually been on the podcast in a couple of weeks, mate. We are in trouble. I'm very concerned.
Yeah, it's like I think the thing you've got is you can see signs of it working. There is signs of it working, but I think the thing is we've gone back to what we had at Darren Moore December time of the first season in League One. They're not concentrating for a full 90 anymore. Where Darren Moore fixed that, and now they've gone back to little mistakes in stupid minutes of time. But we've had this for a long time anyway. It's not been a Darren Moore thing. It's been a thing since we had Brian Laws at the club. We've never been able to concentrate properly. Now the thing is, you listen to the interviews that Lee Gregory and Josh Windass did this week. They are all saying it's on us.
Yeah.
They're all saying, we can see what's happening. It's on us. We're the ones that go. Who was the last player who came out and said that for Darren Moore? It was Lee Gregory at Christmas that time. I think we've got a situation where, and that's getting annoying. I've picked that up from watching Sicko thing, doing saying situation all the time. But the problem is that it's going to be really difficult for them to pick the hill because there's a lot of them are doing 2 years of mobile. And then you're going from a completely different system.
Do you know what I thought the other day? This is... I shouldn't say this. I was like... I genuinely had the thing of like, if he does get sacked after Leeds, because genuinely I could see that being a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
To it's actually to a point. I'd be like, Carlos is coming back, isn't he? I thought this. It's like because we're in trouble, and like it's like if there's anybody that could at least just give it a go and won't get a stick from the fans,
like a PR job, he's allowed to be safe. I think I don't know who you turn to if this doesn't work, because the issue you've got is if this doesn't work, we're religion,
we're church,
drink,
prayer, drink.
If this doesn't work, we're left in the same situation we were in, but in a season with 0 coaches. If they leave, if we did this, we've got the strength and conditioning coach and 3 coaches from the under 21s and 18s. That's it.
We just need to, because the thing is, we're playing Leeds tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not confident in anything about Wednesday. What's been really nice is I had a bit of the reason I wasn't on the podcast last week, for example, I wasn't as busy. I actually took a break for the first time in a long while. And it was like, there's a couple of Wednesday fixtures here I can sort of like tune into quite casually while I'm away. Jesus Christ, they were the worst part of my week. I was you
made the mistake of just having Wednesday in the situation.
Well, there's nothing I love more of like if you're on holiday and there's a Wednesday game on and you can watch it.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is great. I love this. It's better when Wednesday are winning and not in this situation. The Cardiff game, we hadn't even spoke about that. Nobody spoke about that. That was, I can't even bring myself to say that we're seeing better things, because we are seeing like a slightly better passages of play and stuff like that. In Cardiff, we deserved a point, you could say, but it's like it's not going to be good enough very soon.
I think the issue you got at the moment is it's silly mistakes. You look at that Cardiff goal they scored. The defending at the back is just all over the place, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's just you shouldn't be Diaby shouldn't be turning his back when the shot. He should be just getting it in the chest and getting winded. And I think the issue you've got at the minute is, I don't know if you've noticed this, we're doing zonal marking again. So we're marking faith, we're not marking people. Under Darren Moore, we were marking people.
We started zonal, though.
Yeah, we started zonal, but he got rid of it, didn't he? That's the thing. He got rid of zonal marking because it wasn't
I don't
working.
want to just agree with that because I'm trying to think in my brain now. God. What? Whose great idea was to do this podcast this late? I 100% know it was mine, but then, like...
I've been streaming for like 3 hours, so I'm all ready.
Yeah. Marty wrote in and just said, put your names in the hat now. Do you know what? Just for a laugh, I have got Wednesday promoted on every single career mode, and I just, how bad could it be, right?
Send it in. I'd
work for like $2,000 a week or whatever it was. Chansiri, you can hire me. I'll do it. And then everybody can hate me.
I think the thing is...
Should we talk about Hendrick a minute, though? Because we are breaking tradition tonight. I think that's going to be the vibe. People listen to this on the audio feed, so apologies for the mayhem. Enjoy it in chat.
Yep.
Hendrick on FIFA is a 71 rated centre midfielder with 62 pace, 68 shooting, 72 passes, 71 dribbling, 69 defending, and 73 physical. So
that's not bad considering what I've played in the beta for the midfield.
No, he'll probably get downgraded to like a 68 or something when he joins Wednesday, but there we go. But yeah, his Newcastle career has not gone specifically well.
No, he hasn't done well, really, has he?
But I don't think you can sniff, even though they got relegated, you can't really like... Do you remember the season after we got relegated and Tom Lees and that went to Huddersfield? Huddersfield had a great season.
Yeah.
So there is certain players that can go to another team from a relegated club and have that. If Hendrick is one of those for us, the fact that he was ever present there, it might just help elevate some...
The thing is, I think Hendricks is a good one, though. He got championship
stability.
Experience.
Yeah, it's stability because we've got a lot of youth now and we've got a lot of potential in the squad. We've signed a lot of players that are unproven. You sign a player that's got a bit of that championship stability just to telling players to calm down and when to organise and things like that. Not just having Bannon being the one that's always doing that. I think it would be quite useful and I think it'd be a good move in general.
I think the interesting thing, people said in this window we need a striker. And I think we do, but I also think we just need a goal scorer. I think we got a lot of strikers as it is, or attacking players who can play that position, if you know what I mean. I don't know what your thought is. Do you think we need another striker in?
Yes.
The problem is, it costs.
We're not going to bring a striker in.
No.
But we need one. Because... I actually do quite rate having Musaba up front, by the way. But it's just a case of I'm worried about the Fletcher, even though I was quite cautiously optimistic about the Fletcher signing. Just in general, everything at Wednesday isn't giving me a lot of optimism. I would kind of like us to sign just a young talent on loan, just to give them a go. You know, like a young Prem load. The ones that we've been linked with in the past sort of thing. But have we got any news yet, please?
No, nothing yet. Mate, I've been doing this for say I was like, oh, wait, we're going to get something.
Well, I didn't even realize, because genuinely, I did have an hour of Starfield, so I have started it. This watch is really cool, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you got the thingy... I'm surprised you got it on. I thought you'd want to baby that.
Nah. I'm not getting that, and then I'm not just keeping that on a shelf like I keep other things on a shelf. It's my last big purchase ever.
One thing I have seen is John Buckley joining Sheffield Wednesday on loan. They can recall him in January.
Okay. So see how they get on that front, really. I think
There is some good news.
Go on.
Joey Poofy signs a professional deal for Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, I should probably go back to the document that we made for this podcast, shouldn't I, rather than just going off the fly. Yes, he did. So this is from the Wednesday website. Young Al Joey Pooty?
I don't know how you say it. You're asking the wrong person.
Good old Joey has signed his first professional contract with the Owls. The pacey winger Joey Wednesday is a 12-year-old and has risen through the ranks to play a key role in our under-21 side, having featured for the first team in our pre-season friendlies against York and Chesterfield over the summer. The 18-year-old now commits his future to the Owls. He told Sheffield Wednesday .co.uk, I'm delighted to have everything sorted out and I can't wait to get back on the pitch and prove myself and show what I can do. I've dreamed of this moment my whole life to get my first professional deal and I can't even put it into words. It goes so quick and there's lots of highs and lows. It's all worth it because today I am happy and excited. It means a lot to my mum and dad and they are really proud and I'm happy they can have that feeling. I feel like I am getting better at beating my man one-on-one and I'm trying to add more and do anything to help the team. There's quite a lot from the general comments there, but this, if you just to refresh some people's memories, it was the player that was linked with Brentford's academy, and everyone was like, "Well, he's off then," and it doesn't appear that he's been off. So, thoughts?
I think this is a good thing for us because during pre-season, he was one of the only shining lights that looked decent, and you could do something. Now, I'm not going to say throw him in the first 11 or get him on the bench every week. He's 17. Did it say or 18?
18.
He's 18. It's a young. I do not want to throw any young lads into the current team with what's going on because it'll kill their confidence. Whatever confidence they've had, it'll kill it. Like, if anyone's ever seen a kid like play sports and then they've seen like parents on the sideline shouting and you just see the head drop and they don't want to do it again. And I don't think that's right. I know he's an adult, but you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. Throwing him into that atmosphere when he's probably not mentally ready, then being physically ready. Does that make sense?
A lot of people were saying it with Kadamatri as well. Like, people bring him in, and it's like this is a team that could probably wreck his confidence if it's not ready, you know. And I don't know. I wanted to say that I was really concerned about like Chisco's demeanor in his interviews. He just seemed a little bit.
He's angry.
Yeah, like he seemed done in a weird way. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I noticed something on this week's interview that was really interesting because he was a little bit hostile with BBC Sheffield, Joe and Alex from the start. But as soon as Dom Howson came on, we had a "Hi, how are you, Dom?" and everyone else didn't get that. So I don't know. I might be reading too much into that, but
you probably are a little bit.
I am. I probably am reading too much into that. But the thing is, I think what's getting me is I really want the press conference to be in person again because he does better when they're in person. You've seen that after the match, he can understand the question better because it's in person, not having to go for an internet connection and having to worry on what someone's internet connection is, how it comes through. And I think it's we are the only club doing it via Zoom still.
Yeah, they kept it, didn't they? It was weird. They kept it after.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
But he does seem very frustrated. He seems like he's already lost. He came in all happy and smiling, and that's gone. I understand why it's not been a good start. But at the same time, that's got to be demoralizing for him, like to trying to build it back up. But I also had liked him trying to take it off the players, even when Josh Windass has said it's on hold, but he said it's how I set up.
Yeah, but it's very obvious as well, though. Like it's like the new manager might come in and he's implementing a new system, but there's nothing. It's not his fault they're switching off defensively.
No,
you know, and that's the thing that you know what is the answer. This is the one thing I really want to say on this actually. Some of those same players switched off defensively under Darren Moore when he started, and Darren Moore was getting a lot of stick, right? And then Darren Moore ended up almost becoming a martyr in a way. Do you know what I mean? Because of the way it all ended.
Yeah.
And now we are literally seeing similar players make similar mistakes, trying to form a new system.
It does seem to be something like that kind of thing.
Do you know what's weird? I don't necessarily think the levels jumped that high. I just think the system shock at Wednesday has been the problem because we played Remember we played Newcastle last season under Darren Moore, and it's like we could hold our own with pretty much anyone. What has the state? That's why I'm kind of like the more I'm drawing towards it was such a bad idea. The departing when it was, because I don't think we'd have ripped up any trees. I think we'd have been like sort of lower mid-table with Darren Moore. But I don't think we'd have been afraid going into every fixture. I do think we would have been solid enough.
Yeah. Well, talking of Darren Moore, we have got the reason why Darren Moore that he did an interview, and it's there, and we always said we needed both sides of the story. We now have both sides of the story. It does line up a little bit, but not a lot, if you know what I mean. Do you want me to read it?
Yes, please do.
It goes with Darren Moore delivered clarification after Guy interview to draw a line on the Sheffield Wednesday exit. This is from the Star. Moore broke his silence on his house departure with broadcaster, but since spoke to Star offered clarity the circumstances that around the F6 departure. And of course, this is to report who worked with him through the time at the club. Interestingly, for me as well, before I go into the bit where he goes talking, he kept on saying to people, I will just see my statement kind of thing. That's all. He wouldn't do any interviews, if you remember. So Darren says, I didn't want to leave Sheffield Wednesday, told the Star. It wasn't about money, and I had already started working the following season. I was prepared to negotiate. I wanted my agent to do the negotiation, but the chairman wasn't interested in negotiation with my agent. He wanted to do it with me. The Star was also told, per conversation with the league manager, the association, Moore was among 3 lowest paid managers in the Championship when he arrived at Hillsborough from Doncaster Rovers and saw his salary cut further once relegated to League One. Would confirm. He claimed his salary 4 times his previous contract was requested at the starting point of the negotiations only. I figure again, the LMA would have said it would have seen him along one of the lowest paid in the second tier. The chairman asked me what I was looking for from the football club, and my reply was, I just want a contract that shows that you value me. The chairman was asking for a figure, but I said to him, I know what I want to be manager of the football club. He kept on asking me for a number. I never wanted to leave the football club. I've made that clear. The difference in vision Moore described in the Guy interview, not things he wished to discuss publicly in order to stay in line with the agreement with Chancery, but Parr would keep their counsel on the reason behind the exit. But it's clear that the initial greed sits uncomfortable with him. I'm not looking for this to drag on. I'm just looking for my next employee, my next adventure. I didn't want people thinking that my exit was a case of me trying to earn as much as possible. I wanted to speak to you as local press because we've known each other for 2 years and just say big thank you to everyone at the club and wish them the best going forward. And I want to draw a line under it.
I don't think it's necessarily too much on either side because I've had time to think about this as well. It is about money. So that's one thing that was confirmed pretty much, but it wasn't necessarily the only thing that was involved. No. That was the sticking point. But I think the big sticking point would be the fact that we clearly see that Chancery's got higher ambitions and Darren Moore would have said we aren't going to hit those targets.
Yeah.
And then obviously the money would have become a thing that would become a sticking point. I don't think anybody comes away from it clean, if I'm being honest about it. It's just... It's not ideal.
What should have happened is as soon as that statement got out, Chancery should have just get to guns and say whatever's been said is between me and Darren. That's it.
I don't necessarily agree because even though we've got different sides of a story, we've got more of a picture than we've got like baseless accusations. If you get me. There would have it would have continued to be a lot of rumors and speculation and people just making their own narrative up. And now we've got a choice of 2 narratives. So at least one of them, if you can mash them together, you've kind of got some semblance of the truth.
you've got something what happens, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly.
I think but again, though, I think the timing didn't help to come when we were in a really bad way.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? The timing made it worse because it made it just go, oh, look, this is now what actually happened, kind of thing. People have gone, it gone very, very tribal again, hasn't it? With the club.
It's gone very standoffish in a lot of ways. The fan base is in disarray again. Don't get me wrong. I think actually I've been having some great interactions with our fan base recently. I've been staying out of the toxic stuff, but like the actual just falling into the misery of it and just mocking it has been that's vintage Wednesday, isn't it? Really,
yeah.
Mocking it. But I think we should probably talk a little bit about this John Buckley then. So he is a 23-year-old that has only played for one club, and that is Blackburn Rovers.
Yeah.
He made 21 appearances last season. The season before, he made 42. Season before that, 28. So his appearances dropped last season. I can't see anything about it.
He got an injury.
Was it an injury? Yes. I assume that would be the case. But the fact that they don't want to let him go is a good side, because Blackburn do have some decent talents coming up through their side, and they tend to have those players that are the standout players after a while, don't they? You think of the likes of what's his name? Was it Armstrong there?
Wasn't he at Newcastle, or did he go from Newcastle to Blackburn?
There was that Diaz.
Yeah,
Diaz was at Blackburn. That sort of. They've always had like that one standout player.
They've got Dolan at the minute who's good.
Yeah,
they've got a good academy. The one thing that a lot of clubs, not hard to say really, the one thing that a lot of clubs do better than us is that when they get youth, they do manage to put them into the first team. And that's something we struggle with. And I think you look at the last couple of ones we brought in from like academies have either gone because they've had the head turned, or they've been here for ages and they've just stayed, i.e. Palmer. And I think the thing is, if we can start learning to do that, that's where it'll be good. But we're not there yet. We need to. The one thing that we had with Darren Moore, we had a bit of stability going forward. And the problem we've got now is that it's that gone. But I think with someone like Buckley, I think it works well for us because he's 23. He'll get the game times that Blackburn want more than anything. And we can benefit of it. By any chance, do you know if we play Blackburn first half of the season or at all?
We should do.
Or is it all in? Yeah, but it could be some games you get it back to back where some of the games are like.
Hang
on. Because he won't be able to play, I'm pretty sure.
We play them 2nd December. 2nd December.
So he won't be able to play then. So I think
that's if he signs. We don't even know yet. He's
what if
let's just do his FIFA card quickly. So 71 rated silver. He's a cam on there. 77 pace, 60 shooting, 67 passing, 72 dribbling, 65 defending, and 69 physical. Also, can I just say, rest in peace, Foothead. Foothead's closed.
Has it?
Yeah, I was trying to get some. I've had to deviate.
Did that close?
It must be recent because it wasn't the last time I searched up for some players. It must be domain costs and things like that, because not cheap, is it, to keep domains running, and it's to keep people out of your servers and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's one of those cases where you look at the fact that Burnley started him young. You make a great point, and I know we talk about this all the time about Wednesday don't play those young players. Do you know quite a controversial one, sort of potentially, that I would even do now?
Go on.
If I was the manager, I don't think it'd break his confidence because you could just send him out on loan. I'd stick Charles in net for a while.
But
is that just Just because
I get it, but then aren't you just changing another thing where you're changing a back four again and having no confidence?
Yeah, mate, but he changes the back four every single week.
I know what you're saying.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I'd have taken a risk potentially at a young keeper that looks quite promising. And this is why I'm not a football manager, by the way, but just giving him, there is literally nothing to lose if you can get a loan lined up for him if it doesn't work out and he goes loaned out in January.
Yeah.
You know? Instead, we've gone for Vasquez, who I still think is decent, but I don't know for sure because Wednesday have been generally awful. You know, I think he's. Oh, I hate this so much.
Doing this at a minute because I sat down the other day speaking to the other half and I was like, you know what? You know when I used to do this where I could just be a whinging person in the house kind of thing, and that's all it says. Like now, when you make content, you have to talk about it, and that I think this is the bit where doing content creation for your club is crap.
Well, I think it's definitely going to be fiery. I think what we will do after Christmas, we'll bring quite a lot of the old podcasts back. Like I'll let you know what that means later down the line. But me and Jake had a chat this week about different time schedulings and things like that. So, especially if Wednesday are crap, it'll be interesting to see us go back to that sort of stuff because we started this podcast when Wednesday were awful.
We did.
I think like one of our first ever collaborative contents was literally a live stream that was just called Hopeless.
Yeah, and on that thing, I made my first ever big error. I've never been able to live it down. That Jock Windass on no pace.
No. Genuinely, when you did that, I was like, does this guy have as much knowledge as he actually
You literally looked at me like, oh, I've made a bad decision here. I'm not going to do this anymore.
You're like, mate, I do that most weeks.
Brutal, but honest.
Especially when he's tetchy, right?
I am in a really bad mood.
He's been, right.
I'm normally quite calm and chill, but I think the pregnancy is affecting me more than
me. Right. No, he's got the hormones because like he'll like if I try and run things and organize things right, but if I like just say no, we need to do this and make sure we've got this on schedule or something like that, I think he's feeling so much pressure from everywhere else. I'm scared to say anything because he's gonna bite my head off.
What are you on about? You've been Monday wife for 2 years. You know about this.
You never used to bite my head off. You changed, man.
Well, you were bringing another person.
Ever since we had a child. Ever since then, Worko, yes, you are the child. Oh, do you know him today, right? Here we go. He put on Twitter about Starfield being awful performance on PC. Just a PSA, right? Starfield's really bad on my PC and I've got all the recommended specs. And then a few minutes later, I was like, that's not right. It can't be.
No, it can't.
No. There's not a bloody hard drive issue because he said, oh, no, I need an SSD. I've got one coming, luckily. Does nobody read the specs? They literally said an SSD was required for that game. It's required. It's even in the minimum.
But he got an SSD, but it's not. It's full basically.
Yes, yeah, but he was running the game from a hard drive. He was storing the game on the hard drive. It literally says SSD, and it's the reason they do that is they take some of the processing speed from the SSD because it's solid state. And I was just like, do not slander Bethesda Game Studios' name like that because you've not read the fine print. There we go. But yes, high worker. He's playing Starfield right now. He's probably all doing something. So there we go. Oh, he is here. Oh, he is there. Hello. Hello. Read the fine print, Jack. Should we go back to Sheffield Wednesday talk? Yeah. No, I just read that and I was like, that he's genuinely just not read it. It's fantastic.
I think you were just annoyed that someone was playing Starfield and you weren't.
Yeah, well, at least mine actually ran because I can read. No offense if you can't read. Jake can't read.
No, I can't read. Just read what Legion for.
Everyone's on him now.
They were the other night. It was funny. Pro streamer can't get StreamYard to work. But
don't, because it's late night. I could rip people apart tonight, Jake, and it's dangerous.
We've done this.
I'm the behaved one. I behave.
Yeah.
30. Yes. Okay. Back to business. Do you think we will get anyone in? 30 minutes left. Thank you. No. Yeah, yes. I think we will sign the two. We will announce the 2 players that we've been talking about all day. Yeah. I don't think there's anyone coming out of the woodwork.
There's no one else linked. And when we had it during the start of the season, start of the window, everybody was linked. We were linked to we realized that like the Italian and French press leaked like a sieve because the English didn't get it yet. I think he wanted 2 or 3. He's gonna get 2. Right?
Yes.
I still don't think air quote for audio. I don't think on a last days backed him enough. I don't know if that's cruel because he had brought in 11 players. They have brought in 10 players. It'll be 12 players if we get these 2 over the line. And that would also mean we would have Vazquez on loan, Fletcher on loan, Diaby on loan, Hendrick. Say it for me. Come on, brain gone.
Hendrick
on loan and Buckley on loan. That's 5. Now you can only have 5 in a starting 11 in a match day squad. So you're going to have to do some picking and thing. And he said he wanted 25 players. That will give you 27, 28. I think that's what we've got now. Not bad considering we only had 17 at the start.
Do you want an interesting Wednesday letter? Like everybody was going, we should sign Cole Palmer. Have you seen where he's gone today?
He's gone to Chelsea, hasn't he, for 50 million?
It's 42.5 million he's signed for Chelsea. Yeah, let's loan him for Wednesday, shall we? They can pay his wages. Tell you what, that's what we will do now. Let's talk about some deadline day deals. Let's brighten it up a little bit. So we'll start with the Premier League because why not? Gravenberch is signed.
So we're not starting in Celtic Rangers Premiership.
No. Okay. I didn't say Premiership. I said Premier League, didn't I? I've not gone that far.
I'm taking the mick out myself.
Oh, okay. I was trying to save you from. We can start there. I've got all the signings from there. But have you ever heard of a Sorrow?
Celtic?
Oh no, he does play for Celtic. Yeah, I have heard of him. So I can't even say that I've not heard of these players. I was trying to be funny. It's not going to work. Should we start at the bottom and go all the way up, or should we start in the Prem?
Starting Prem. Okay.
Gravenberch to Liverpool. That was 34.2 million. Cole Palmer, as we said. Chelsea just spending more money. City to Chelsea. Bayindir from Fenerbahce to Manchester United. That's a £4 million deal. Tavares has gone on loan from Arsenal to Nottingham Forest.
Good deal.
Yeah, it's decent. That Tommy Doyle has gone from Man City to Wolves on loan. Mateus Nunes has gone from Wolves to Manchester City for 53 million. Yeah. Man City's still spending. Lenley has gone from Barcelona to Aston Villa on loan. Ansu Fati as well. FIFA.
That is insane, this one.
Yeah, a FIFA icon as well. Like Barcelona to Brighton on loan. James McAtee, Manchester City to Sheffield. Yeah, them. I had him on FIFA as well. They always do it, right? You know, Ethan Ampadu was like a player that I used to always sign, and he's since signed for Leeds and United. Nicolas Dominguez has gone from Bologna to Forest, but it's a swap deal with Freuler going the other way. Johnny Evans has actually signed for Manchester United properly on a free, by the looks of it. He's sticking around, yeah. Callum Hudson-Odoi has gone from Chelsea. That's mental as well, because if you think about how much money he was talked about
at one point.
Chelsea to Nottingham Forest for £5 million. Callum
I think that's the
Hudson-Odoi.
deal of the actual window. if he can get back to his level.
If it's not an attitude thing, 'cause people used to talk about that, but I don't necessarily buy into it. They were giving him ridiculous money at such a young age, you know what I mean? So the league we are in now, a little bit more relevant. Championship. Good loan for Southampton. Taylor Harwood-Bellis.
Yeah,
has gone on loan there. Cody Dramé has gone from Leeds to Birmingham on loan. Jonathan Panzo has gone from Forest to Cardiff on loan. Ryan Longman has gone from Hull to Millwall on loan. Semir Teljovic, Mönchengladbach to Blackburn. That's a permanent deal. Alan Campbell has gone from Luton to Millwall on loan. Mason Burstow, Chelsea to Sunderland on loan. Naziri Russian from Luhansk to Sunderland for an undisclosed fee.
I'm not looking forward to doing some of the team sheets this year.
Alex Bangura from SC Canberra to Borough for $1 million. Militin Osmajic has gone from Cadiz to Preston for an undisclosed fee. Liam Miller has gone from Basel to Preston on loan.
We were linked with him.
Yes, I know we were. Yeah,
I'm a bit gutted about it because he's actually a good player.
We don't get good. We don't get the best links that we get through. Like that Hayden link all day.
Yeah,
when I got snatched, didn't it?
Yeah.
Lyndon Gooch has gone from Sunderland to Stoke for an undisclosed fee. Mustafa Bundu has gone from Anderlecht to Plymouth for an undisclosed fee. So Plymouth making an undisclosed deal on deadline day. In League One, there's been some movement.
You've missed a big one in Championship.
Go on.
Tom Cannon has gone to Leicester for $6 million.
That's a bit... the money that's getting thrown about, man.
The problem is it's starting to get into Prem 2 levels of money. When you get Southampton and Leeds being able to turn deals down, there's like 40, 50 million. When does it become fair? I
just don't think we're not gonna catch up anytime soon, and it just gets more tragic every single year.
Luton has signed Sambi Lokongo on loan from Arsenal.
Okay, fair. They're giving it a go then.
Yeah. Go to League One. There we go.
Yeah, let's go into League One. So Jamie McCart's gone from Rotherham to Barnsley on loan. John Kamini Gordon has gone from Crystal Palace to Cambridge on loan. Tanai Watson, MK Dons to Charlton on a free. Admiral Mazekwi, Luton to Exeter on a loan. Kyle Edwards from Ipswich to Oxford on loan. It's not a bad signing for Oxford.
Not a bad signing, actually.
Brandon Fleming, Hull to Shrewsbury on loan. Joe Tomlinson, Peterborough to MK Dons for an undisclosed fee. Louis Watson, Luton to Charlton on a loan. Nathan Butler, Oyedeji, Arsenal to Cheltenham on loan. Kabongo to Shimanga, Peterborough to Fleetwood on loan. Josh Williams, Birmingham to Cheltenham on loan. James Amwakwa, Udinese.
Wait, was that the player we were linked with from Chesterfield? That come from Peterborough to Fleetwood?
To Shimanga, yeah.
Wow,
I recognise that name.
So he signed for them at the start of the window, and they signed. Wow, okay.
Yeah, let's just fact check that. So we're not. But I do remember the name. We've been talking about this player recently.
I think we were going to sign him in January, and we broke the. I think the Star broke the story for Peterborough. I'm sure he's the one we were linked with from Chesterfield, and then they got him.
Yeah, that's so weird.
That they signed him in like the middle at the start of this window, and now they sold him to.
Especially because he's a forward. They've not sold him; they've loaned him to Fleetwood.
They loaned him.
Yeah. So they've signed it. So Peterborough, they loaned him last season, Peterborough, and now
Chesterfield loaned him to Peterborough, didn't they?
No, yeah, that's what I meant. Peterborough loaned him from Chester, so they loaned him, and then they bought him, and now they've loaned him out.
That's weird.
It is also because if we were linked, he's a forward.
Yeah,
the position we need. That's a bit weird, isn't it? But there we go. Something's got to have happened there.
Falling out.
Yeah. Josh Williams, Birmingham to Cheltenham on loan. Oh, I've already done these. Owen Dodgson, Burnley to Barnsley on loan. Charlie McNeil, Manchester United to Stevenage on loan. Ryan Ryan Finnegan, Southampton to Shrewsbury on loan. Marshall Godo, Fulham to Wigan on loan. A lot of loan deals. Don Ballard, Southampton to Reading on loan. Omar Rechic, Arsenal to Wigan on loan. Clinton Mola, Stuttgart to Reading on a free. Elliot Embleton's gone from Sunderland to Derby on a loan. Javier Simmons to Hull to Fleetwood on loan. So Fleetwood making quite a few loan deals today.
I think they've had to. I think they've had their side a little bit obliterated. And
there's so much that's gone on in League Two. I'm sorry, I'm not reading it all. I'm just not. Carry on.
League Two just gone mental, hasn't it? I think the thing is, you look at this and you look at some of the deals that are done, especially in the Championship. If you go with what's going on ownership wise, like I don't want to go too far into that because it's been beaten to death. To be fair. At the minute, but we can't compete at the moment. And the problem is, you know what's really annoying? Rotherham did 2 record transfer fees of 1 million this thing, and they never spend money. So they're even seeing that they need to spend money.
Well, the rumor is that we spent just under $1 million on
was it Gasserman or Masaba?
Gassimer, wasn't it? Is it?
Yeah, Gasserman and Masaba were near the £1 million, I think.
Yeah.
But
Wrexham are about to make another deal.
Who are they going about to get?
I don't know.
Everyone. The thing is, where are the Sheffield Wednesday loving actors with lots of money? Let's go down that route.
That's a good point as well, isn't it? That Shaw thing's come back around this time.
Yeah, well, the Shaw thing's... Right, I'll tell you how I feel about the Shaw thing, right? I get the statement, I understand it, but why wouldn't you just put a bid in instead of putting a statement and say we put a bid in and it's been rejected, instead of saying we respect him to put a bid in? And also, why have we not found out who the American investors are? Because
the only thing that happens when you do it this way, Jake, is the only thing that you can then think, if you look at it logistically, is you're trying to get fans on the chairman's back.
Work then,
because then it brings the price down.
The thing is, you look at what the accounts were. It's about 70 million for the club, and then whatever for the stadium. So say it's 60. It's about 132 million or something daft like that, right? No one is going to buy us for that, are they?
Yeah.
And I think...
Hey, I've just say, just let me just correct this. Sorry. No, sorry. I'm going off... I'm sorry. I'm not being professional. I don't care. I nearly just did this. My podcast, I can do what I want. But literally, it was like, I've just noticed Jack go, Tom Ellis, who plays Lucifer, is a Wednesday fan. And then Martin went, A-list stars only. I'm just saying Lucifer is a bagging series, right?
And Tom Ellis is a pretty decent actor.
Yeah.
Nice. But I Nottingham Forest to sign another goalkeeper.
Oh, for God's sake!
From Benfica. That's like...
See, there's teams signing players they just don't need.
I don't know. I don't think Matt Taylor's that decent from singing, because they were after Dean Henderson and he's gone to Palace, hasn't he?
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think Palace is that decent. But he's from Benfica. 7.7 million. But again, they just lost Brennan Johnson to Spurs for 45 million. Which I don't know how I feel about that one, but I think it could be interesting, if you know what I mean.
Remember that season when Forest were below us and we nearly got promoted to the Premier League, and like now they're spending all this money? Or the season that, right, hang on, this is going to make you feel sick.
Go on.
Do you remember that team we beat in the playoffs to get to Wembley? They've just signed Ansu Fati from Barcelona. Do you know when they say it can literally be a coin flip?
Yeah.
It just makes you feel a bit sick, really, doesn't it?
It's soul destroying, Dex, because they're doing what probably Chansey would have done. Kind of thing.
Yeah. What he would have intended to do.
Yeah. Oh. Have they turned the fax machine off at Wednesday? Or has there been an internet blackout in S6?
I'm not. We're not going stupidly late.
Nah. You want to play Starfield?
I actually think I'm going to be sensible and go to bed.
What?
It's been a long. I know, mate. I know. It's been a long day.
Yeah, a lot of driving though, isn't it?
It is. It's. I got not yawning on the podcast. I go. It's gone now. We're good. Good.
Professional till the end.
God, I like having sliders. Sliders are useful. Carry on.
They're good, aren't they? You can just go whoop, whoop. I think the thing is that this has shown us about this window, right? Taking it back to Wednesday. We need to get better at scouting.
Yeah.
I just don't think...
Is that, sorry, I thought I was like, is there more to that there? Or that's a genuine statement because you're not wrong.
We need to get better at scouting, and we need to... I will say something. Why is it that we're only left with a small lot of coaches at the club? So when this does happen, we're not left with like just the bare bones.
I think... Are you sort of talking about keeping sort of like a skeleton team in place and then having... Because I don't think that's the culture you want at a club. You do want everybody going towards the same cause. It's just... Do you know what's really sickening? Like, the thing is, and I would never want it now, but like, genuinely, like in this situation we're currently in, if Steve Bruce hadn't done what he'd be doing, everybody would say, get Steve Bruce in right now.
Yeah.
Because of the people he brings it. He is the perfect manager for it. But just because of what he did.
I've got another sickening player for that's going to annoy you.
Go on.
Remember Dembele at Celtic?
Yes.
And we always said we wanted to sign him.
Yes.
Do you know where he's gone?
Where is he?
He'd gone to Blackpool. Who went to Blackpool in the summer from Wednesday, the recruitment as sporting director?
So it's him. He's the one that watched the podcast. Everybody, I said we should look at this player. And Wednesday we're linked with him like 2 weeks later.
As soon as I saw it, I didn't want to send it you because you were on holiday. I was like, mate.
Text me, mate.
But I saw it as like, what could have happened kind of thing. But I think we've got...
I don't know. Zaymoid, I don't know how long you've been doing this Wednesday thing, mate. But the reason we're sat here laughing and joking when we're frustrated, because the frustration gets to a point where you become numb and you're used to it. And I didn't expect too much going into the day. And I've kind of just tried to prepare myself for what's going to be this season, really. I think
the thing is, if you have it where you don't laugh at things, it's going to destroy your mental health. Because football can do that when your club's not doing well.
Yeah.
And we did this podcast when everything was going badly. And kind of thing. So it kind of like this, it was our like little relief from it and where we could have a chat. And I think the thing that you got at the minute, and the thing is, there's nothing saying that it's not done. We just not got it done in terms of the announcement. Everything that I've seen from every journalist said, thing is done, and it looks like the other one's done, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's the first time that at his Instagram follow. We don't know if it has been let down. I just feel like Wednesday going to do Wednesday and say don't go to bed yet, and there's going to be a tweet.
Yeah, it's going to happen after this. Oh God. Oh dear. Do you want to go and have a quick look at Getafe's new signing? I'm not going to mention it on the stream.
Oh, who have they got? Oh no!
Yeah, but yeah, there's.
Are you kidding me?
I knew that were going to happen at some point. Apparently, Brennan Johnson's going to Tottenham as well.
Yeah, he is. 45 million.
Yeah,
decent deal actually.
I think I think Wednesday have missed the trick not going for a forward.
Yeah.
And they probably are. They've probably had people on there, but the fact that there's been no talks. Because I'd be really concerned if you looked at that and went, we don't need a striker, a number 9. You know, Lee Gregory's great, right? But he doesn't play Michael Smith.
No.
I think Michael Smith could probably do. Here's the thing, right? I actually think we'd be okay if he played Smith with Byers. But he doesn't seem to do that. Yes.
Right, yeah.
Well, the Byers in the midfield with Smith there, but he doesn't seem to play them together unless it's a substitution.
You mean like when he scored and he said,
yes.
Saw that coming. Yeah, I think the issue is don't get me wrong, I like Lee Gregory. I think he's a good player, but you look at that forward line, he's getting older and there's not much. I don't want to say players' legs have gone because I don't like saying that because they're still here, but there's certain balls that get put to them where they're trying to run to and they're just not there.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's like if we're going for this wing play that we obviously are doing, I tell you who did look good though, and granted we're knocked out of the cup and stuff. Valentine, when we did the cup game, looked really good. Got a lot of good crosses into the box. I think he played right wing back, kind of thing. Oh, here we go. Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, there we go. It's going to be Hendrick in it.
It's either going to be Hendrick. It's going to be both of them, or not. Or
are we thinking? Is it going to be this is one, and then is it? Oh,
we're not done yet.
Do you want some more? Sort of thing.
Are they going to do the Wednesday thing that they've been doing with using the new media stuff?
There's going to be a glitch somewhere. I'm telling you that. They've loved that glitch package they've got.
Oh yeah, they haven't they?
Yeah.
I love you know what happens when this happens for the chat. This happens when you get people who do like YouTube or creative stuff. You watch what clubs do, and you can automatically know what they're using and how they're doing it.
You know the presets, yeah.
Yeah. But I think the thing. Yeah, it's gonna be. We have some signing news. We bought some pizza.
Oh God.
Oh, did you see that Luton sponsored by Domino's on their stadium?
I didn't. I've just had Domino's.
Have you?
Yeah, I couldn't be out. We genuinely couldn't be arsed.
You couldn't be bothered to cut the beans. Yeah.
I think. That's quite funny, actually. I think they might be announcing that all the pitch plots are now bought up.
You know what's been really funny about Wednesday though? Today it's like they've done all their Twitter admin. Like this isn't the day to just tell us about stuff. This is the day just to keep quiet. I think the thing is, the other thing, kind of gets me is like, when you're tweeting at Wednesday, remember it's a Wednesday admin. It's like a media staffer who's got to steal that. Remember the human as well.
Yeah, there is that side. I think it's also a case of like, I don't think I think our fan base is pretty good at not directing it to the admin though, in fairness.
Yeah.
Because I will say there is some admins of some clubs that are actual. I quite like that ours doesn't do that because I find it a bit, and I might sound like a boomer here, but I do find it a bit cringy sometimes.
That reminds me, I called you a boomer this week, didn't I?
I don't even remember what it was for, mate.
I can't remember. I can't remember. I remember calling you a boomer. I was like, the tables had turned.
It was a technology thing somewhere. We were talking about. Come on, then.
Yeah.
Some deadline day news coming up.
Oh,
in a minute, it'll be this tweet has been deleted.
You don't need to do the suspense. We've been in suspense waiting for this, since people said something.
Is there an echo in here, SWFC edits? There might be. Right.
I went through our old signings just to have a look. We really didn't used to spend any money. It was like all frees and loans kind of thing. And then we had a period where we had money and we spent it silly. It's like a kid getting pocket money for the first time. They spend it all and they've been told to keep it for a week. It's like, so how do I get to school now called Femi Buffer.
There's been 4 minutes.
Yeah. They're really, really, really dragging this out. Ben Marshall come back. Gary Medine come back.
There we go.
Who we got it in?
It's Hendrick.
So we've just signed.
I would have laughed if they'd done a Hendricks joke, to be honest.
So we've just signed Aiden Flint's lookalike from last year. He does look like Aiden Flint.
Vaguely.
It's a good loan, to be fair.
It's a good loan, yeah. There we go.
How long have they had this? Like, also, from what I've been told by Newcastle fans and Burnley fans, he got all worldy in him like once a season. Oh, that's 2 when he was at Reading. Same game, actually. Jesus Christ, he could have shot on him.
You don't know much about this player.
I do. I just forgot how good he was. So we got one in. Are we gonna have? Because the thing is, there's no deal sheets in the EFL. Do you know this?
You like just refresh my memory because we talk about this every year, and I'm used to this. I've just broke something. Nothing doesn't matter. Carry on.
Deal sheets are what the Prem have to sign when they have a signing. It's not quite get over the line, so they can announce people at like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yes.
Now in the EFL, we don't have deal sheets. We just have a quick application thing, which gives you 15 minutes left to do it.
Right. Okay.
And the window has slammed shut, which is worrying if we were meant to get another player in.
That is the window closed, but that doesn't mean I will do the Sky Sports News thing. That doesn't mean that deals haven't been signed.
Oh, you should have got some Hendrick gin.
Mate, I even made a cup of tea, but forgot to bring it up. So it's all going great.
So we got one in then on deadline day. Do we think we'll get another? Buckley's the one that excites me.
I'm going to give it 2 seconds because I think if we're going to get it tonight, we're going to find out in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because of the extension clause.
Yeah. I think the thing is, he's a workhorse. What do we need in that midfield? We need a workhorse. We need something to break things up.
We're clutching at straws this season, mate. But I think Jeff Hendrick is probably, out of all the signings, like he's probably one that you look at. I'm actually also refreshing the website because the website usually updates before the Twitter does. People don't realize this. They usually put like a dead link on there or something.
But this is the thing. If you look at those photographs, this deal's been done for ages.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bit that annoys me. I think you can tell the deal's been done for a while.
Yes, because they're in daylight.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. So we'll read from the club website. The Owls have signed Jeff Hendrick on a loan deal from the Premier League side, Newcastle United. The midfielder man joins Wednesday for the remainder of the season. Hendrick brings a wealth of experience to Hillsborough with over 400 senior appearances to his name, the majority of which were posted in the Championship. The Dublin product also has 38 goals to his name and 79 caps on the international stage with the Republic of Ireland. Hendrick began his career with Derby County and lifted the Rams' Young Player of the Year award, having broken into the first team. After making just shy of 200 appearances for Derby, a move to Burnley followed a 4-year stay at Turf Moor. Newcastle came calling next, and the 31-year-old has since enjoyed loan moves to QPR and Reading. He now links up with Wednesday and has been allocated shirt number 22 for the duration of his S6 stay.
So that's where I remember him from.
Do you know when we mentioned Premier League loans? I don't know if we were talking about a 31-year-old, to be fair, but it's not too bad.
I think in the situation we've been in, it's better than no.
I'm waiting for some more news, please.
They have just tweeted again.
No, they've just tweeted, give our newest recruits a warm welcome.
Oh, do not tell me this is the only bit of business we've done. Do not tell me that the sodding deal for Buckley's collapsed as well.
We'll find out in 10 minutes, won't we?
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah. Buckley. Because I'm really weird. The Buckley one's the one that I really want to come through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the thing is, though, Jacob Butterfield, mate, like, I know somebody who's mentioned Jacob Butterfield. Jeff Hendrick, I don't think it's possible to be as bad as Jacob Butterfield was for us. You know, I don't think that's possible. I hope. Oh, dear.
Yeah, that is a shout and a half. I think
What?
It was Jack who said about Jacob Butterfield.
Yes, but I don't agree with him.
No, but what I'm saying is, it's a bad shout.
Oh, you said a shout and a half. That usually means a good shout.
Yeah, no.
You need to go to bed as well.
I'm fine.
Oh, you're doing better than last year, mate. You did.
God, last year was bad.
Yeah.
Last year I went all Bell Palsy on my face.
Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With me and work on stream with you at that point, or it was.
Yeah. You came on.
I came on because of that. Yeah, I was.
You around and said, get off the stream because you need to go have a break and sort your face out.
I think I was ill or something. That's the reason I didn't come on. I think if I remember rightly, I was like,
yeah,
I was ill, but also had a few drinks. I think I remember, because I came on without a camera. And went a little bit unhinged.
I'm not doing this. I'm in bed.
Yeah, I went a little bit unhinged. Yeah, that was quite funny.
Can still be announced in the morning. I can't say it be announced in the morning though. Ideally, they like to get it done now.
Unless they've not had the photographs. And it's a case of they go, well, we got nothing to lose. We don't have to announce it technically.
Yeah, that's true.
But the clubs don't usually do it.
All depends how far away he was on to Swansea. If he was on the way to Swansea, they turned around and said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to Wednesday. Because the thing is, if you think about it, it ain't far from Blackburn to Sheffield.
I just think it's a case of you were probably right in the fact that you were about the Wednesday link and the fact that it's been reported that he wanted to move up north. He wanted a northern club.
Yeah.
So
I think
2 more minutes. If not, we'll call it. But come on, Wednesday. As soon as we end this, as soon as we end the stream,
as soon as we end, it's gonna be like, yeah, we signed.
Yeah.
Someone just tweeted that's harsh. So he just tweeted when you get an Aiden Flint from Wish. That's harsh. I think
it's also I get what they're saying, but it's also a different position. But yeah, I know that's not the point. I know that's not the funny.
He got a good reception on Tuesday night.
Did you see like some of the comments when that that Newcastle reporter was mentioning the fact that the players were linked with Wednesday? Did you see the comments underneath it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny. Like, I don't usually go for, I do. I'm not going to lie. That was hilarious. The fact that they were going, are you sure they won't be too crowded there? That's sort of because he's the same guy who said all the overcrowding crap at Newcastle.
It's also, if you noticed recently, Newcastle were testing their new ticketing system. And they are crowding and going into the game. And like, some people were like, why are you not reporting about this? Why is this not being reported? Kind of thing.
I don't think it's. Come on.
Let me see what Cran's saying, or someone like that. They may have something up. Let's have a look.
What's everyone had for tea?
Burgers and chips.
Fair enough. Multiple burgers?
I had about 4.
Oh, are you somebody who just has the pate?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because we didn't have any burger buns and I hate having it in bread.
You hate having burgers in bread?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you gone wrong?
No, I get too filled up on the bread, so I have to take it out the bread and eat the burger.
Well, yeah, that's because you're eating 4 burgers, you fat. I didn't have the bleep button in front of me, but yeah.
No, even if I have a single, I get too full on the bread.
It's quite bloated, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not. I've noticed that as you get, it is old age talk. As you get a bit older, like you notice how much bread like can bloat you if you eat quite a lot of it. Yeah,
it's like I'm not looking forward to like bonfire night because they always do like hot dogs when the place we get. I always have to give the bread to little one because she'll like, Daddy, do you just want to eat the hot dog and I'll have your bread afterwards? Like you can do because I just can't eat it.
It's nice to know that your little one looks after you rather than the other way around. Jake.
She turned around to me the other day and went, Daddy, when you're on the floor doing that, she literally did that with her hand. When you're on the floor doing that,
fitting by the way, I just wanted to clarify that.
When you do that, you know what I sometimes do? And I went, what, darling? I get water and I pour it on you. I'm like, you're not, darling.
Let's read some of these dinners out. Oh my God, audio listeners, what a podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Jack's had co-op chicken burgers and spicy potato wedges, getting the branding. Nat's had 2 fish finger butties. Zamo's works at McDonald's, so had a burger 2 on his break. Very, very decent. Do you know what? Right. Okay. Trauma story. You know I'm a big child, right? Right.
Yeah.
They're doing the Pokemon Happy Meals again. And I thought, do you know what? I'll grab a couple. Why not? And they put the bloody book inside. I specifically selected toy. And I was like,
maybe they looked at you and said, you need to learn how to read.
Where are my collectible children's cardboard? I was fuming.
Ricky Charles said they might not just be done yet, Sheffield Wednesday. So it's Hayden. Oh, there we go. We've one more. Just tweeted.
There we go.
I knew you'd do this Wednesday. Bloody knew it. Can you imagine if we're all waiting for Buckley and someone else? I liked it. You know what I used to love about transfer deadline day before social media? You used to get surprised. You can't do that anymore. Yeah. Unless they're really good at keeping things quiet.
I've had to do it with gaming and everything because there's so much like, it's like I try to like avoid even just seeing like planets in Starfield and stuff. I want to just play the bloody game. You want
to enjoy it yourself.
Yeah, when I know I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah. It's so hard to stay away from it all.
Is that because did you read a spec sheet on how to play it and how your console will work?
No. Sorry, I just read the console requirements because I look at the fine print of things. I don't really need to, I've got attention to detail, those sort of things. I can read the words SSD and then required after it.
And I thought that I was the one that you taught me things.
No, you know what's so sensitive? She went, oh. Yeah, that's not going to go down well with you, is it? Because he's tried to basically smear Todd's bad name there. Because like Todd Howard, and I was like, it's not now. Todd Howard has never made a bad game. There we go.
I have the.
Is it?
When to just announce player and you're on about? We haven't announced it yet. It's not come through yet. It's literally room for one more. And we announced Jeff Hendrick. It's not announced yet. Now, what are you going to be doing all weekend?
So some people have no idea what we're on about, and that's great. That's fine.
Burnley has signed Mike Tresso from Genk.
No idea, but cool.
Brennan Johnson has signed for Tottenham from Nottingham Forest. Crystal Palace has signed Rob Holding from Arsenal. There we go. Incoming. There you go. Season-long loan deal for the remainder of the season. Okay, this one was done at night because the lights are on.
Okay, so this is quite a late deal, this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Lads, it's called portable lights and LEDs. They've literally just dragged him in and gone, right. Yes, we have signed John Buckley from Blackburn Rovers on a loan deal for the remainder of the season.
Oh, remainder of the season?
That's what it says.
Unless
they always say that if it's a season-long loan, though, and there might be a recall clause in there.
I think there is a recall. That's not bad, though.
I don't think they really promote signings going, oh, yeah, but if they want him back, they could take him back in January. It's kind of just a...
kind of frowned upon.
That's all right, though.
I'll take that.
I'm quite disappointed we've not signed a forward, but I think the midfield needed players, and we've targeted that area. So
yeah. So we have
13. Is that 13 signings this window for Chisco?
11. 13. Yeah.
You can't say he's not had players.
You can't say Chansiri's not backed him.
So if he does get sacked on Sunday, Jesus Christ. But that's not going to happen because the Leeds aren't going to beat us 6-0. It's not going to be a reverse of the fixture of... I've just been having nightmares about that.
Yeah, ditto. But they have lost a lot of players this window so far, so...
It would be nice to turn our season around against Leeds.
Yeah.
That would be quite nice. I'm kind of like... I kind of want to put a play out to them and go, can we just forget there's some sort of like distaste between the two clubs just at the minute? Because, guys, we are utterly woeful at the minute. So we understand.
I had a Leeds fan in my chat saying we're not as bad. If you can shoot in front of goal, you'll be fine.
We can't, though.
Yeah, I know. That's
the problem. We miss sitters
all the time. That's been our issue for a while. Sinister has left Leeds, which is good.
Has he left, or is that somebody asking if he's left?
Has Sinister left Leeds? Ah, yeah, has, yeah. Anywho, you look tired, my friend.
I've not seen that he's left. I just want to try and just give me 1 second. I'm waiting to see put the article up. We can read the details, and then we will round off the stream.
Yeah, they're taking the time.
Are you doing a video after this, or are you going to bed?
I have no idea yet. I may be doing a video.
Jesus Christ, Jake. You're a nutter.
I ain't got to do the dance run in the morning. I'm fine.
She can dance now?
Yeah, she's doing ballet.
Oh, right, okay.
She's got exams next week.
Fair enough. Come on. I want to see the details, please.
Show him the deets.
Yes, I understand we have to do those posts, but why isn't it on the website?
It's definitely gone through. It's definitely gone through.
I sod it, yeah. It's sod it. I'm not waiting for it. I wanted to do the read, but yes. Let's wrap it up there. Thanks, Jake, for joining me late night.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Apologies for being grumpy again. I might be better after baby's gone.
Either that or we won't be friends anymore, so we'll have to see. Genuinely, like some of the moods he is in.
I am not a good person to be about.
I've never seen it. You would think he is the pregnant one.
I'm like, mate, my brain hasn't got used to having 2 children.
You've not had 2 children yet, mate.
No, but my brain's already at that stage of going, oh God.
You do realize you did this to yourself, right?
Yes, I know I did this to myself. I know.
So shut up.
I know it made two to tango. I understand that I was in the room, but at the same time, I wasn't at bed.
Well, I hope you were, mate, because otherwise.
I don't. Right, you know how bad my planning is. It should be affected that I'm. Gimp myth is a thing.
So there is the rumour that Sinisterra has left Leeds.
Good.
2 signings for Wednesday on transfer deadline day. Thank you for sticking it out with us today. A late one, but is it enough for Sheffield Wednesday? I guess we'll find out. Leeds coming up. It's not going to be an easy fixture, but as always, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday 135, which it might be a bit later next week. We will see how it goes. Because this is quite a late podcast this week. Just ignore the scheduling for just the next couple. But we will get back on track and it will get back more into a rhythm very shortly. But as always, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Take care, and we will see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday.
See ya.
Bye.